What's going on, everybody? This is SG1 Sports, and welcome to the new channel. We're coming over from the Sports Gaming 1 YouTube. As I said over there on that video, the Sports Gaming 1 channel is now just going to be gaming videos, and we're going to have the real life sports stuff on this channel. This will be my weekly previews for college football, the power rankings, and also I'm going to get into more sports, not just college football. We'll have things for the NFL, NBA. I don't know for sure exactly what all I will be doing here, but definitely going to be plenty of college football, which is what most of you subscribe to me to see. And if you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe to this channel if you love college football and if you love sports, because we'll have all kinds of videos here about those things. So again, the Sports Gaming 1 channel now will just be gaming after this week. We're going to still continue doing some of these videos on that channel and kind of slowly bring it all over here to this new channel, SG1 Sports. So let's get to our power rankings. We got number 14 coming in first, Texas A&M, and I think so far they definitely look like the worst team in the SEC. Our top 25 poll is based off of just who I think is the best, the eye test, and the resume. These are really just based off of who I think is the best team, so not necessarily looking at the resume. So again, that's kind of the difference, and that's why some of these will be a little different. But Texas A&M, number 14, they give up, that big lead to UCLA, and then they almost lose to Nicholls State this past week. Only win that game by 10 points. It was tied in the fourth quarter, so a rough outing for them. They're in that last spot. Up to number 13, we got the Missouri Tigers, and we all expected a shootout against South Carolina, but they really didn't deliver on the offensive side of the ball. South Carolina did a really good job defensively against them, but if this defense is going to be that bad and the offense is not, this offense has to be elite for this team to win games because the defense is so bad. If they had a good defense, we could be talking about, I don't know, maybe even a top 10 team here. But if the offense is not going to be good enough, they're not. They're going to stay down here at the bottom of the SEC. And number 12, this team is dropping fast. The Arkansas Razorbacks, they just did not look good at all against TCU. So they win their first game against an FCS opponent. Then you come in and face TCU, and it was just ugly. The offense couldn't do anything. The defense played okay. They played decent against a good TCU offense, but their offense, the Arkansas offense, just it's not looking good right now. And they could potentially finish in last place in the West. Not many people saw that coming, but plenty of time to get things figured out. We are just going into week 3 of the season. Up to number 11, a team that I think had them in last place last week. They're climbing up. It's the Ole Miss Rebels. And it's not necessarily anything they did. The other teams just didn't look good. But Shea Patterson here for Ole Miss, he's setting all kinds of records already. So that offense is going to be good. Kind of similar to Missouri, except I think their defense is going to be a little better than Missouri's. But they haven't been tested yet, so a lot of these teams we don't know a whole lot. We know about Arkansas and South Carolina. We don't really know about Ole Miss yet, but they come in at number 11 this week. Let's see who comes in at number 10, and that would be the Kentucky Wildcats. They get another pretty good win this week. They're not blowing teams out, but they face some pretty good teams that are not necessarily the Power 5 teams, but they've looked pretty good. There's definitely room to improve. Could they potentially get up, maybe into that race in the SEC East? We don't really know that just yet. It's so similar to Ole Miss. We haven't really seen them play a big game yet, so we'll see. I think they play South Carolina this week, so that'll be a good test for them. And the team that I had below them originally, but now is slowly moving up, is the Vanderbilt Commodores. They blow out Alabama A&M 42-0. Week 1, they had a big win over Middle Tennessee, who just beat Syracuse, and they beat them easily. So I thought that was pretty impressive. You look at Vanderbilt in the past, and those are the kinds of games that they would really struggle with. So maybe they're getting things turned around there, and maybe Vanderbilt's going to be better than I thought. So I've got them up to number 9. They're kind of slowly inching their way up this list. We'll see where they wind up. A big game against Kansas State this weekend. If they win that one, look out for the Commodores. Up to number 8 now, the Florida Gators. I'm still keeping them right here about the middle of the pack. They obviously looked awful against Michigan, but they had some players suspended, so you haven't seen this team at full strength. Last week they did not play because of the hurricane. So are they going to play Tennessee this weekend? I sure hope they're able to have that game. If not, they may have to do like Miami and Florida State and have 2 off weeks in a row. And really, it's question marks here for this Florida team as far as how good they're going to be. I don't want to look into that one game too much, but it could be a rough season for the Gators. You know, they still have Florida State in the non-conference as well. Mississippi State, number 7. They have been similar to Ole Miss, similar to who else here? They haven't played anybody, but they have been dominant in their 2 wins. And especially this last one against Louisiana Tech, a very good offense. They held them, to 21 points, but that game was never in doubt. They put up big numbers. And Mississippi State is looking like one of the better teams in the West. They're definitely looking better than Arkansas and Mississippi and Texas A&M so far. So I got them at number 7. Number 6, we got the Tennessee Volunteers, an easy win this week. But where would they be ranked if they had not gotten that stop in overtime against Georgia Tech? I don't know, because winning that game really gives you a better feeling about this team, because they did not really look all that good in that game. You could maybe make an argument that Mississippi State should belong here and drop Tennessee down, but I'm going to keep them at 6 for now, and then we'll see. Hopefully they play Florida this weekend, and we will really have a good idea of how good this Tennessee team is going to be. And the surprise team I've got coming up next at number 5, and I think they deserve to be there, it's the South Carolina Gamecocks. I think this is the second best team in the East. I really believe that it'll be Georgia and South Carolina deciding the East, at least at this point in the season. They looked really good against Missouri. You expected them to score points in that game, but their defense did a really good job against a high-powered Missouri offense. So they're sitting here with wins over an SEC team, Missouri, and a win over a very good NC State team. So watch out for South Carolina. They really got it going there. And, again, they could be a dark horse, could be a potential candidate to win that SEC East. So right now we got number 4 coming in next. They dropped 2 spots for number 2. It's the Auburn Tigers. I still have a pretty good bit of confidence in this team. I think they're going to get things figured out on the offensive side of the ball. They have a few easier games coming up, and the defense has played really well for them. So I'm not too down on this team. You might could put South Carolina ahead of Auburn right now, but I don't know. They played a really good Clemson team, so I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt and say that was just a really good Clemson defense, and we'll give them some time, see if they can get things figured out. All right, number 2 and number 3 are not in the same order that I have in my top 25. I have Georgia higher than LSU in my top 25, but that's based off of their win over Notre Dame. If you just look at what you see on the field, I still think LSU looks a little better than Georgia right now. So we got Georgia at number 3. The defense is looking good for them. The run game's going to be there. The freshman quarterback played pretty well against Notre Dame, and this team still has a lot of potential, and I still think they are the front runner in the SEC East. So I've got them at number 3. Did not quite feel like they were better than LSU though, so that's where we're going to go next with our number 2 team, and that's the LSU Tigers. They've looked dominant through 2 games. I know they just played Chattanooga this week, but they really shut down BYU, who's not a great team. They're not looking good at all, actually, but still impressive wins. If the offense can continue to get better, LSU has a real chance, I think, against Alabama, which coming into the season I said they had 0 chance. So I'm definitely growing in confidence with this LSU team, but a big test this weekend against Mississippi State. So we'll see where those 2 teams stand after that game. That should be a really good one. I'm excited for that game. And so there's no question who's number 1 here. It's the Alabama Crimson Tide. They've won the SEC championship. Let's see, last 2-3 years, I guess. And I don't know. I don't really see anybody dethroning them right now. I think Auburn, Georgia, and LSU would have the best chance. Auburn's going to have to get some things figured out on the offensive line. Georgia, I don't know if they're going to have the passing attack. You got to be able to throw the football to beat Alabama. And same thing with LSU. But they're going to have the defense to match them. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens. As of now, I don't think anybody's going to touch Alabama in the SEC. It's kind of just the same old story. So of course they're number 1. And we're going to be doing these power rankings. We've been doing them with our weekly previews, but I'm going to be doing separate videos for my power rankings, going, a little more in depth like I did in this video. And so those videos will be once a week, Monday through Friday. So we'll have, a new conference each day of the week, and we'll have the power rankings that day, and then also the preview for that conference, the games that coming up that weekend. So that's going to be how we're going to do it now. Instead of having them on one video, I'm going to go more in depth on the power rankings, have them on 2 separate videos. And we're going to be doing a lot more here with sports and college football, looking at statistical leaders, and maybe go back and look at some historical things in sports, not necessarily just what's happening today. So big plans for this channel. Go ahead and subscribe if you have not already. And again, the other channel will still be for gaming, so you can stay on that one if you like seeing those videos. I hate to lose subscribers to that channel, if you're only here for this type of videos, but it is what it is. So thanks for watching this video, and stay tuned for more here on the SG1 Sports YouTube channel.